Welcome everybody to the second Coaches Show with the Shreveport Rougarou. We're here at Flying Heart Brewery in the East Bank of Bossier City, Louisiana. We got some new faces at the table, but I'll let everybody go ahead and introduce themselves again if you're tuning in for the first time. Go ahead, Coach Richie.
My name is Coach Rogers, Coach Richie. I'm O-line, D-line coach, and the CEO of the company.
Mike.
Coach Blair, quarterbacks coach.
Doobie, offensive tackle, number 77.
Zach Hannibal, DB.
Ben Patella, CEO of Flying Heart. Right? We got two CEOs in the house.
Terry Long, General Manager of Flying Heart in Bossier.
Thomas Williams, wide receiver coach.
Coach Russ, offense coordinator, and I play ball with Brett Favre.
There we go. There it is. There it is. Well, man, Richie, man, tell me about week 2, man. What are we looking at? How was assessment? How were tryouts?
Tryouts were pretty good. I think we had about 60 guys there. I think we invited 15 guys to camp and stuff. So our camp roster is full. We're excited to get started. Less than 30 days. Less than 30 days until camp starts.
Less than 30 days out.
Yep.
What about from your perspective?
I seen a lot of talent there. If we could just find some big boys, I think we could build a team out of Shreveport. Just about. I mean, it's just a big problem. The big boys ain't coming out, but I saw a lot of talent out there and a lot of good things to look forward to for camp.
So, Doobie, he's calling you small.
I'm okay with that. I lost some weight.
Hey, but Doobie ain't from Shreveport, though.
True.
I said Shreveport.
Well, Mike, yeah, man, tell me about the assessment of the QBs, man. I know you actually got to spend some time with them this time.
QBs were pretty good. Good assessment on them. I believe we're going into camp, it's going to be a really good competition.
Yeah.
I think we got 6 going to camp. I think it's going to be a really good competition.
Sweet.
They got to come out there and show what they can do.
Sweet, man. All right, man, you gotta tell me about you, bro. You tell me about your background, where you played, all that.
Well, I'm from North New Jersey. I went to high school in Orlando, Florida. 07, I went to Alabama. Then I got kicked out being rebellious. So I went to JUCO at Fort Scott. I played against Cam Newton in the National JUCO Championship game. We lost it. Then I went to East Carolina. And then I was rebellious again. And then you know what I'm saying? Life got to happening. Then I went to Bomberitos in 2016. Started back in right. Got invited to some Canadian teams. Had a daughter. Then went back to the IFL. And met Russ and them. And been rocking with them ever since.
Sweet. What about you, bro?
I'm from Monroe, Louisiana. I played high school ball at Washington Parish High School. Graduated from there, went to Louisiana Tech, played college football. Went to the CFL, played for the Blue Bombers. Played in the IFL. I'm just thankful for the Rougarou to give me that opportunity.
Sweet. And you're a new face as well, Coach. So go ahead and tell everybody kind of your background and all that good stuff.
Again, my name is Thomas Williams. Everybody knows me as T-Will to the football world. That's how I know it. They say T-Will, it's a football world. But I'm older. Played arena football way back when we had a team around here. Was part of the Battle Wings. Moved around a little bit. Played a little in Monroe. Started my second career at age 35. They needed a veteran on the squad, and worked out. A couple of pro teams in the East Texas area. Also, I got a minor league team that plays. So my experience is, I've been around the arena game a long time.
Right.
Know it offense, defense, yada yada, and just trying to be an asset to the team here. So
sweet. Well, man, let's talk about, since we got Ben here. Let's talk a little bit about the partnership between you guys. And I got to ask them this on the first show, but what are you looking forward to most for this season?
To be honest with you, I'm just looking forward to them being here in town. I love support local, and man, any time that we can have something local like this come to town to keep people here on the weekends. I tell you, I love going to Dallas. I hate the 3-hour drive. Yeah. So if we can get the same talent and the same experiences here in town, let's play. And Flying Heart's behind it 100%.
Awesome. What about you, man?
I feel the same way as Ben. I'm born and raised in Bossier, so it's always nice when we can get something like this. I've played sports my whole life, so it's exciting to see a team like this come back to Shreveport. We had a team at one time, but it's great to see a team like this back in the area. It's going to be exciting.
Sweet.
I'm sorry. I want to ask something. So you said you played sports your whole life? And y'all are still doing tryouts, right?
we did a lot of tries. Hey, if he wants to come to a practice, I have a waiver he can sign him. He can put some shoulder pads on, a helmet, as long as the way he signs a waiver, because I am definitely not going to see when our players like him break his neck.
All right. Guys, y'all are across the table. What do you think? You think Terry should show up and try out?
You think you can take
What do you think?
He can show up. He just doesn't think he can take them.
Do y'all have a spot for a water boy? Is that
Yes.
He worked much more than a water boy.
There you go.
So now that we can kind of see a roster coming together, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, at this point, you can kind of see a roster coming together in terms of who's going to fill what roles, all that good stuff. I mean, what are you guys doing to prepare for week one at this point, given that you've actually been able to assess some guys and get a good idea of who's going to be, a better idea of who's going to be starting?
I mean, like I said, there's guys that we know already, that we know what they're capable of, but what we really want to see week one, it's kind of a preseason game where we can evaluate guys that we haven't seen before. So we're looking for the talent that we don't know about. We want the guy that the little X factor that we wasn't counting on having, and shows up at camp and just balls out, and in the preseason game just really shows us what we're looking for.
All right. So we're done with tryouts at this point, or we have another one coming up?
Absolutely done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Unless, we don't have tryouts, but unless you have NFL D1 experience and stuff like that, because we'll have guys in the middle of the season that get cut from camps or get in trouble or something like that.
Right.
We'll take that, but besides that, we're done with taking guys.
So, I mean, to shed some more light too, I mean, I think one of the biggest things as far as where this is concerned, it's been, how long ago did the Battle Wings leave?
9 years ago.
9 years. So we're looking at a decade now. You do have a lot of people that might not have been into that during that time frame, or maybe people that are new to the area. So to kind of shed some more light from an educational standpoint on the arena game, how many players do you have on a roster?
There are 25 guys on the roster. Only 21 can dress out.
Okay.
Yep.
Got you. So, and then 8 men on both sides of the ball.
Correct.
So we're also looking at, too, how long is our season?
The season, it starts in February, and we're making all the way to the championship game in the last week of June.
Okay, got you. So that's quite a while there. Got you.
We'll fit 10 league games and 2 non-league games in that schedule. Just give us a total of 12 games.
And league comprises of 13 teams, correct? 10. Okay. I don't know where I got 13 from, but
there was 12, and we had two that kind of had financial difficulties, and they kind of had to take the season off.
Got you. Well, from a standpoint of, let's talk about, as far as preparedness for week one, we'll kind of circle back to that. That's being played here in the Hirsch. I know that. And what day is that again?
February 21st.
February 21st, 7 p.m.?
7 p.m., yep.
Got you.
I'm good.
Yeah, like our starters will play 1 or 2 series, and then after that there'll be the second string, third string players who are on the fence.
Right. So,
well, at the end of the day, what he said, I mean, we say the starters only play 1 or 2 series, but at the same time, I mean, we don't plan on losing the game. So if our starters need to play longer, I mean, we played a non-league game before, and Doobie was in that game, and he can tell you, our starters played to the last 0 because the next team came to play, and they were what many people consider a lesser opponent. It can't be kind of like probably like Notre Dame playing, I don't know, Mississippi Valley or something like that. You think, okay, Notre Dame's going to walk all over them, but we needed a last-minute touchdown to win the game. So it just really depends on how the game flows. I mean, if we're up 21, 28 points in the first quarter, then we'll probably sit at everybody that we're pretty sure is going to start and let everybody else get an opportunity to play and show us what they can do.
So, Duke, tell me about your relationship with Coach Keith, man. Like, what's it like being coached by him, like from a player's perspective?
Being coached by him is great, but I'm like more like a son to him.
Yeah.
Real talk. Like, I've been around the world. I've been around a lot of people, but I lost my dad 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like he stepped up to be a father figure, even though I be getting on his nerves sometimes.
Yeah.
But he like more like a pops, even though I call him Russ and all that. I see him like more like a father figure, and there's a respect thing there. A lot of people hate on that because the type of loyalty that I got to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it goes long past football.
Yeah, you talked about a rebellious streak too. I'm curious, what was that like playing for Saban then?
Shit. Whoop.
No, go ahead.
F. Saban, what was it like playing for my father? That was another Saban, the black Saban.
Oh, okay.
So that's how it was with my dad. I just was rebellious. Because a lot of times I didn't want to do what he said, per se. A lot of sports he wanted me to play, I didn't want to play. I only wanted to play football. I didn't even want to go to school.
Yeah.
Like I used to skip school and go do business I ain't had no business doing.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to play football and hit somebody. You know what I'm saying?
What is it about the game? Like, what switches you on about the game? Because I asked the guys this last week, you know, like, what's your why? And we'll go around the table asking that too. But why do you love playing the game of football?
I don't know. I just loved it since a kid.
Yeah.
It was always fun.
Yeah.
It took a lot of the anger that I had inside out. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah. What about you, bro?
It's really honestly just my happy place. Like, it's the one place, like, you can just be yourself, be free. You don't gotta worry about being judged. And you can hit someone super hard and you don't gotta worry about going to jail or nothing bad happening to you.
That seems to be a pretty consistent answer across the board. What about you?
It's therapeutic.
Yeah.
It's life. I mean, you know, football teaches life. When you go to these business seminars, the first thing they say is, this business is run like a football team. You know, we expect, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know football, so I can know business. You know?
Right.
And you know, it's American made, man. You know, it's just something about it. You know, I like it because I'm addicted to contact. I like to see these guys hit people. You know, because I don't do it anymore. You know, whatever. And I like to see that. Oh yeah, you got him. I try to get him to count knockouts. You know, if I'm there, I'm like, hey, bro. Forget the pancakes. How many knockouts you gonna have today?
Yeah.
You know, that's just. I just told Blair, I'm different.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate team sport.
Yeah.
And any other sport, one baseball player can win a baseball game.
Yeah.
One basketball player can win a basketball game. No matter what, not one football player can win a football game. You literally across the board, you have to be working together.
Yeah.
Yep. So like LeBron could win a game by himself. If Tom Brady doesn't have a wide receiver to throw to, they're gonna lose. No matter what, it's ultimate team sport.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't have, the Tom Brady deal, if you didn't have an immaculate defense or an immaculate offensive line for all those years, I don't think we would have heard too much about him. But, to that point, too, you made a good point about getting to see the guys, you know, I don't want to say you're living vicariously through them, but in a way you are, which is really nothing wrong with that. You enjoyed doing something, and now that you're in a time in your life in which it's like you're stepping back into a role, being able to mentor these guys and be able to teach them, and also be able to enjoy, you know, watching them hit the, you know, beat the brakes off of people.
Do what they do.
Essentially. So Mike talked about that last week. So after this assessment too, what are some of the things that you already talked about last week, what you're looking for, but from what you've been able to see in these quarterbacks, what specifically do you think is going to, based upon your assessment, put a guy in that starting role, based upon what you've seen this past week?
It's going to put them in that starting role is going to be knowing the plays.
Yeah.
And obviously they got to learn the plays. That's what camp's going to bring. When they get in there, they're going to learn the plays and be able to lead that offense. Big thing is leadership to a quarterback. They have to be able to lead that whole entire offense and show them exactly what to do. The play starts with the quarterback and ends wherever he puts that ball. Puts it in the running back's hands, it ends there. Puts it in the receivers, it ends there. But he has to give it to that receiver, he has to give it to that running back to start the play.
Right.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be leadership and knowing the team itself and leading the team.
Right.
And a lot of time, like with Arena Ball, and he can speak on that too, we don't have time to coach football. So the guys that come in, they have to know football. They're here to learn the playbook because, like I said, we have 4 days before our first game.
Yeah.
So they have to know football. We don't have time to teach football, so that's why we're like looking for guys with that pro experience.
Right.
That these guys have to learn. These outdoor guys got to learn real quick how to play indoor because it's a really different game.
So, what do you think is the biggest learning curve for somebody coming from an 11-man team to an 8-man team in an arena?
Be humble.
It's the wall. Speed.
The wall.
The wall is the biggest. I gotta say, and any guy who played for me or played with me, they know the wall is undefeated. We went to tryout. I had 2 guys who played in smaller leagues, arena style ball.
Yeah.
I just yelled over there. I said, "Hey, what's the wall? Undefeated."
Yeah.
You know, and outdoor 11-man guys, they don't understand it. You got receivers lining up over there toward the wall. I'm like, "Hey, bro, the field's 28 yards wide. What you go? Okay, make it easy, whatever." I mean, he was over there.
Like at the tries, Keith was speaking to our quarterbacks because these quarterbacks all played outdoor ball. And he asked them to throw a slant, and these guys are taking 3 or 4 step drops. In arena ball, a slant, it's 1 step throw.
Yeah.
So he stood there at linebacker and was just swatting balls down, not even moving because they're waiting too long to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So you just got that small window. You got smaller windows. You got to throw in faster pace and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, just like Rich said, indoor football is windows because you don't have 50-yard wide field. That there's windows all over the field. There's going to be small windows, and they open and shut really quick. So the quarterback needs to be a guy that can. He's got to be the general. He's got to be the field general that can manage the game, know the playbook, know where people are supposed to be, and have receivers that are on the same page that know where they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Dude, what was you going to say, man?
I was going to say be coachable. You can be an athlete on an 11-man field, but coming in here, you have to be coachable. Even myself, you may act like you know it all, but somebody always knows something more than you. So be coachable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, y'all talked about a lot of good things in terms of, number one, it's a team sport. So, I mean, in order to be a part of a team and be able to work as a unit, you do have to humble yourself. I mean, that's one of the biggest things too. I feel like in any sport like that, if it's a collective effort, you can't have an individual that's holding himself higher. You can hold yourself to a higher standard maybe, but not holding himself higher as like, well, my teammates are beneath me, I'm trying to carry. Like, it's never going to work.
We've actually passed on a few players that are solid ball players, and I actually wanted a couple of them on the team. I mean, I was like, hey, what do we got to do to get you on the team? But the word around the league is their locker room problems. They're just a distraction, and I mean, it's just not worth it to have one guy out of the 8 that is just kind of not being humble, not trying to play his role, that wants to be the superstar. I mean, we've got a guy, and Doobie, you know him, and Rich knows him. Love the guy to death. He was drafted by the Raiders, my team. So I definitely love the guy. But if he goes 3 or 4 series and he doesn't get a ball thrown his way, he kind of shuts down. And that's just not the kind of guys that we need. We need guys that know they may not get a target the whole game, but if we win 50-0, who cares?
Right.
I mean, when I played, I tried to get a tackle, and I always try to leave the game with 1 or 2 tackles, maybe a sack or something. But there were some games where I just got my butt beat the whole game.
Yeah.
But you know what? We won, and that's all that mattered to me, was that we won. I mean, I've never really been a stat guy, except baseball, because baseball you can be a stat guy. But just football, I've never been a stat guy. I'm more worried about what the scoreboard says, and that's the kind of guys that we want.
Well, that's ultimately what matters. And we talked a little bit a good bit about quarterbacks. So I want to ask about receiving core. What's your general assessment of your receivers right now? I mean, kind of what are you looking for, and what have you been able to tell as far as what you've seen so far?
With the guys out there, just playing arena football, you got to kind of be able to recognize the coverages. What the guys are in. And 90% of the time, people are going to be man, and how quick how agile they are, how quick they are to adjusting with the quarterback. Like you said, you might. You're running an outside slant. You're going 5 yards and in, your ball gone. Quarterback, he's got to get the ball out of his hand. The arena game's quicker, faster, and just catch the ball, man. You don't get many balls. You might get 3 passes the entire game.
Right.
If you got 2 catches, 50, 42 yards, and 2 touchdowns, then you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Make the best of it when you get it,
And don't be scared of that wall.
Oh no,
We had one of the best. In Wyoming, we had one of the best wide receivers. I don't know. If you remember that practice where he went over the wall?
Which one?
He left and went to play in the spring league. I can't remember his name.
Not the one that.
Real tall, skinny guy. Real good.
He's one of the best wide receivers in the league. He ran into that wall one time and he was done.
Went over that wall, and after practice he turned his stuff in and cleared out his room and left.
Yeah.
Oh, you said it. I ain't want to say it.
I mean, there's no sense being ashamed of that wall. It ain't for everybody. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't want to get knocked into that wall.
We have this guy, Denarius. Everybody knows him, Denarius Antoine.
Natty, my boy.
His nickname is the Soul Taker. And literally, when he hits you, it looks like he takes the soul out of your body.
Yeah.
I think let him hit you a few times, you won't be scared of the wall. You're gonna be running towards the wall.
Absolutely.
Well, we had a guy one time that played for us. He was kind of a distraction for us. He left and went and played Omaha. And about 2 weeks later, we played Omaha, and they let this guy, they let him run the ball on the goal line for some reason. And it sounded like a gunshot when Denarius hit him, and the whole arena just got quiet. The guy laid on the field for about 5 minutes. We thought Denarius had killed him.
But it sounded like a gunshot went off.
But I talked to Denarius later. He said he shouldn't have caused so many problems out in Wyoming. He caused so many problems with it. I mean, Denarius is kind of when he's around people he knows, he's really loud and fun to be around. But he just
pass on his different animal.
Yeah.
Literally, every team in the league would trade their best player to have him.
Yeah. Beaumont offered us $10,000-$15,000 for him.
So we got him, right?
Yep, we got him. Yeah, he's on our team. Yep, yeah, he played for the Bears.
About to say, that'd be kind of bad if we didn't have that guy. All right, good deal.
Don't want to see him. And the thing is, he can play any position. I called him up to play for my team in Iowa. He had 3 carries for 3 touchdowns.
Okay. Cool.
The guy can run the ball. I play corner, safety, linebacker.
Yeah.
He literally can play anywhere on the field. Separate line. He can't play line very good.
Yeah. He played okay at defensive end in a game. I saw him, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as far as line goes, you said you're kind of looking for some bigger guys, like to kind of fill some spots. I mean, as far as who you have right now, what's that really looking like as far as offensive and defensive line?
So when I said what I said earlier, I meant that where there are a lot of bigger guys here in Shreveport that had come out for the tryouts, that we could have actually probably built a team out of nothing but local players.
Yeah.
As far as the linemen we got coming in, I mean, Wadubi's here, and Thigpen and Calderon. I mean, we've got some solid players coming in at lines. I mean, you really need about 25 linemen on your team because we've had. He could tell you we were playing Omaha and we were beating Omaha. And I don't think they'd even scored on us.
28-0.
28-0 at halftime. And then right before halftime, he went down.
Pause. Listen, I already had a torn muscle in my knee, but I did go down. I was trying to be a team player.
Yeah. So he went down, and then our center went down. And we didn't have another center because we only carried 6 or 7 linemen. I mean, we try to find guys that can play offense and defense, but so our center went down. They were really in trouble. Yeah. And then right before the last second ticked off, our other tackle got hurt. And so coming out the second half, we had no line. We had a patchwork line, and we ended up losing like 42-28.
God, dog, man.
I mean, line is just important as a quarterback. I mean, to me it is. I mean, that's usually the first 2 positions I recruit is I recruit a quarterback and I recruit people to block for him.
Well, it's like when they asked David Carr, we all remember how horrible that was in Houston, but a reporter asked him, he said, how do you prepare for Sundays? He said, well, I snap the ball and I prepare to get hit. So, yeah, if you don't have a good offensive line, I mean, that's essentially what's going to happen for sure. Well, man, dude, what do you think about Shreveport, man? I got to ask you because you ain't the only guy sitting here that isn't really.
Smooth.
It's smooth.
I like it. It's slower than Jersey.
Oh, okay.
I like it. I ain't been nowhere but to D1 like this.
We're gonna take them to Bilbo's when we leave here.
Yep.
I gotta go put an outfit on. I gotta slide.
I took him to a couple places to eat. I brought him here to your guys' bar. I was like, the pizza's really good. And he like, first thing he's walked in, he's looking at all these pizzas. He's like, yes, this pizza looks amazing. So,
how are your out-of-town guys acclimating, would you say?
Well, he's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, so they won't all get here until the 15th. So he just came down here early because Jersey's not the safest place where he was at. So
it's going to be Jersey temperature here in a couple of days, so don't worry.
I still know where it's short. As long as we ain't in front of the project buildings, we good.
Well, so before you guys sat down, we have our pool at the house, and he jumped in our pool.
Is it heated?
No.
So he was right at home.
A dumbbell.
Like a polar bear.
Exactly.
There we go.
Straight like that.
That might be your nickname down here, bro.
Ice bath.
Ice bath. I like that. Yeah, it's got murderous connotations to it. I like that. Yeah. That's great, bro. That's great. Well, man, so you talked a little bit about your college experience. Tell me, like, overall your playing experience. So you have played arena? Because it's loud, dude. I couldn't really hear you earlier.
Yeah, I played in the IFL.
Yeah.
That's where I was last.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as, because you went from 11-man, obviously, to 8-man, I mean, what was, to you personally, what was your biggest learning curve coming from 11-man to 8-man?
It just was like a lot quicker. Everything happens a lot faster. And there's like a run, like, you don't really have time, especially if it's on the goal line. It's like right now. Like, you look away for a second, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Or the wall, too. Everything is real quick, real fast. You kind of got regular football. I play DB. You can kind of read the three-step or, slow play. Here it's right now.
Yeah.
So that probably was the biggest thing.
how do you like that covering that forward motion? How do you like covering the forward motion?
That too, the high motion too, everything.
Yeah.
Right now, loop around. It was kind of at first, but I knew a little bit of it because I played in the CFL.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew a little bit of it, but the arena actually a little bit quicker too.
Yeah. And in terms of, like, both of you do, but I'll let you go first. Something I'm curious about is what would you say was your most difficult moment, like, in your playing career so far, and how did you overcome that?
That knee tear?
Sure. Not even the knee tear. Transitioning from D-line to O-line. I played D-line all my life. So I know what the O-line is going to do or try to do. And then in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, they needed an O-lineman, and I was the extra man. You got to humble yourself.
Yeah.
And then the price tag went up. I never knew O-linemen make the money they make.
Yeah.
So once he taught me the kick step, slide, I got it down packed, and I just started playing it.
Yeah. And the same question for you.
It's kind of a tricky one. Probably I would have to say going from like corner to playing like nickel.
Yeah.
I say it's kind of because that slot real, like it's two-way go. You can go anything. Corner sometimes you can kind of be covered. And nickel you might have to be in the run fit, take on linemen. It's a different world.
Yeah. Well, imagine, from what y'all explained the last podcast, you're at a great disadvantage on the defensive side of the ball in the Arena League, as opposed to an 11-man. Because, like you said, you're having to declare when you blitz. You have offense can move a whole heck of a lot more than they can, obviously, in American football. So, yeah, it seems as if though playing defense might be a lot more difficult than playing offense.
I would say if you're a good DB in arena ball, you have a way higher chance to get picked up at the higher levels. But if you're a really good quarterback, you have a way higher chance to get picked up at the higher level because the game's so much quicker. So if you're knocking down everything as a DB and not shutting down your side as a corner and a DB, if you're gonna get looks from the higher level because the higher level understands how much quicker the game is in arena ball. So if you're not getting any passes on your side on the arena, you're definitely gonna be able to stop stuff at a high level in the outdoor world.
So another thing too I want to shed light on with this first game being, you said it's not a league game.
It's not.
So when does league play begin?
The next week.
The very next week. Okay. So
defending champions.
Other with the defending champions,
Yeah,
which is Omaha Beef.
They're the longest running arena team in arena history.
I had no idea.
Yep, they've been around for 25 years straight.
Wow. Okay. So that is 7 days. Y'all going up to Nebraska?
Nope, they're coming here. They'll be playing here.
We get 2 straight weeks of football down here.
We get 3 straight weekends of football.
Okay. So really, I mean, what do y'all have for me, man?
I just know we didn't have like a pizza eating competition sometime here at the Flying Heart.
When's that happening?
When's that gonna happen? Get the O-line, D-line, try to get here, see how many pizzas they can eat.
Right, I've been sitting here thinking the whole time, man, we got some great pizzas on the table that are dying because they're getting cold and these guys are hungry, right?
Well, they should eat them.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I know you're running a podcast and there's a bunch of people out there listening, and if anybody wants to know if there's a group that's going to dig in and give their heart and soul to Shreveport Bossier area, they're sitting at the table right now, right? I'm happy that y'all came in and that y'all are spending time with us. We will support any way we can, but at the end of the day, these are the guys that are going to be out there hurting other guys. We're going to say that, right? No, we don't want any of these guys hurt. We don't want anybody hurt, but you know what I'm saying. But if anybody's going to support the Shreveport Bossier area, it's going to be this group. You know, I mean, they're going to dig in. They're brand new, and we're happy to have them here. Me personally, I get tired of hearing friends and family say, "Oh, we're going to Dallas for the weekend because such and such is going on." Man, I want that here, and this is here, and we're going to embrace it, and so is all of Shreveport Bossier. So it's going to be good.
Sweet. Anybody else want to add anything?
Could I give a shout out?
You absolutely can.
About the pizza?
About your generosity.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate you for calling your waiter over.
No, absolutely.
But shout out to Coach Russ, Richie, Denarius, Dave Calderon, Rashad Ridley,
Rocky Rashad,
myself. Who else I played with last year after before my surgery? And boom, you had surgery when I did. We're going to do the best we can.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to make Mike talk a little bit more.
I'm all down for it. I'm just in between 2 big guys.
Well, man, like, I will say this too, or rather ask this, because I know with you getting to assess these guys a little bit more, obviously that gives you more insight, you know, to who's going to be playing quarterback. But I mean, in terms of like the arena side, as opposed to even in your experience with the 11-man field, I harp on that simply because I believe that, you know, the majority of people, they're watching 11-man football every weekend. You know what I mean? So, you know, because I didn't ask you this last week, but, you know, from the quarterback position, other than the fact that the speed of the game is obviously a lot quicker, are there really that many differences between a guy that you would want to be starting on an 11-man field as opposed to a guy you want to be starting on an 8-man field?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to take into consideration the field, how big the field is on the 11-man. You know, how wide it is, how long it is. So this is what I was going with the quarterbacks that came out to the trials, right? In 11-man, I give about 3 seconds for a quarterback to assess the field, figure out where he's going to put the ball, find out everything about 11-man or 9-man. In arena ball, cut that in half. You got a second and a half.
Yeah.
To where you have to say, okay, this is where I'm going with it. This is what I got to do with it. I mean, you said it yourself that the biggest aspect of this game is 10 times faster than 11-man. So the knowledge of the field, knowledge of your players and what they can actually do, you have to have it. And that quarterback has to have every single piece of it. That's why I say you got to be a leader. You got to know every person on that field. You,
your defense, your offense, everything. And then looking at these guys right next to me, or just one guy next to me, because he likes to pick the quarterback off, right? He protects my quarterback.
Yeah.
So he has to be depending on him, saying, "Hey, I need you to protect my blind side." Right? So I mean, it all plays a big factor in that.
It makes me curious too. So you transition. What position did you play on the defensive line originally? On end. So now you're a tackle. You just went to the other side, like straight up.
Basically.
Yeah.
So now you know what the DN's gonna do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
do a couple kick steps, 30, 50.
So footwork wise, what was the most difficult block for you to learn?
Remember, I can flip. I'm like that, for real.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
No, I understand. Yeah.
Tip-top shape, I'm like that.
Yeah.
Like, thoroughly like that.
Well, I mean, like when my boy almost fell earlier, apparently he caught him with one hand.
So that's crazy. I know. All the girls be like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. So I believe you.
I called DJ when he fell off with one hand.
I tell you honestly, dude, you need to come lift weights with us one day, dude.
You can come lift with me.
My point is, though, I want you to lift the whole gym. I know you'll do it.
We ain't lifting the whole gym. I'm trying to get in the pads. We ain't lift the whole gym, but we can lift together for sure.
Yeah, man.
I'm at D1.
Okay.
Trying to push those sleds.
Listen, we ain't even gonna talk about this today.
I got about 100 yards of sled pushes left in me. I think I'm
2 of them down and back.
I'm about to say. I think I'm done. I think I'm done after that for sure.
You got it, bro.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
So what are you doing Friday? Because we're brewing. We got some grain that needs to be dumped in to the barrels.
Yay!
He was like, I am looking for a job.
Right?
Let's do it.
All right.
My man with me.
Come on. We'll see y'all Friday.
I'm serious. Say that.
What time do you gotta be here? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No, I'm trying to make sure we can get you here.
What time?
Really?
Yeah, he's a spot.
9
I
a.m.
got bills today.
I mean, how common is that too? Like in the Arena League, usually you got to work another job, right?
Oh yeah, we have guys like as a team. We offer guys to have another job because you're not making the big bucks like you're in the NFL. So a lot of guys do have 2 jobs. Like when I was in Iowa, we made a deal with the Boys and Girls Club. We had to deal with them where they were going to hire a whole team. But in Iowa, we only had 5 guys that took the opportunity. We have guys that just want to sit around the hotel and stuff like that. And that's why there's like community outreach. We do 2 community events a month as a team.
Yeah.
But in the players' contracts, they're required 2 times a week to go to the schools, go to food pantries, unless they have a job.
Right.
They have to be out there in the community and stuff like that doing stuff.
Right.
Our staff gets a free beer every shift and a free pizza too.
I like
Just
that.
something out there, right?
I like that bread.
You like that extra bacon on your pizza? Extra bacon?
Shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. No swine.
No swine.
Hey, speaking of that, we're not gonna allow any what are they, pescatarians and
No
pescatarians.
pescatarians. No, we're in Wyoming. We had a.
Let me tell you, my story's better.
All right, you go ahead and tell it. Go ahead and tell it.
So we had the players, we feed the players, and we had a catering service that would bring in.
Yeah.
They bring in lunch for us, and she'd bring in dinner, and it was always really good food. And so I had a guy, one of the players, called me in the hall one day, and he said, "Hey, coach, I want to talk to you about something." I'm like, "All right." He said, "I'm a pescatarian or something like that." And I said, "That's all right, man. Just go pester somebody else, so don't pester me." He said, "No, coach, you don't understand. I'm a pescatarian." I said, "Well, I'm getting that. Go pester someone else. Don't pester me." So this went on. Finally, he told me he only ate fish. So apparently, a pescatarian, he only eats fish. I didn't know that. And so I'm like, "All right, well, what do you want me to do? But we're in Wyoming, bro. I mean, it's the middle of winter. What are we going to do about fish?" So I swear it was like they bred, because like we went from having one pescatarian to like 7 overnight.
Yeah, they saw his meal and like all the shrimp and lobster. He got this good meal. So the next day we had half the team was pescatarians.
Because our caterer, she would bring in like shepherd's pie. She made shepherd's pie. It was like some of the best I'd ever had. Like we would eat with the players just because the food was so good. But then once he got his little meal with his shrimp and his fish and all that kind of stuff, we would go down, and then suddenly nobody wanted the shepherd's pie or whatever meal she had made. Everybody, we finally had to cut off that. Hey, look, these are the meals that we're providing. They're good meals, and if you don't want to eat our meals, then you can get your own. You can go buy your own. We had one guy, I won't call no names, but he's probably sitting at this table that set off the smoke alarm in the building because he was trying. What were you trying to fry?
Fry some chicken.
On a hot plate. You're trying to fry some chicken on a hot plate. It's in dorm rooms.
The smoke alarm goes off. The fire department shows up. We had to go bright and early over to talk to the administrators about why our
they trying to have me get locked up in there. All over some chicken.
Hey man, I almost successfully burned my house down frying chicken. I get it.
Chicken any good?
Yeah.
We ain't even getting finished. They was bugging us like, we get them out of there. We can go.
It was bad.
That's crazy.
So we got what we call the doobie rule now in our handbook.
No hot plates.
None at all. I'm telling you,
I told him about that one.
Shout out to Louisiana.
Hey, what I said about Southern Classic, they're crazy about their Southern Classic here.
Have you had it yet?
He hasn't had it yet.
I got a gift card. I'll give it to you.
I had some
Water Philly? Those egg rolls?
guys, some Philly cheesesteaks.
And those Philly cheesesteak egg rolls?
Where was that from?
Water Philly?
What a Philly.
I haven't eaten there either, so I don't know.
So many community-wise too. I think it's something I also want to touch on. What are you guys going to be doing in the community, and like who you're partnering with to do that and all that good stuff? You talked about if guys don't have a job, they'll be in the community multiple days during the week.
Yeah, we partner up with like the Boys and Girls Club. We have guys go to the schools and read to the kids and stuff like that, hang out with the kids. We don't do it as a team. They're required to do it on their own. Go to schools like we'll have team events.
Yeah.
We'll have a team event like at the bowling alley where we'll invite the kids to go bowling and stuff like that. We're going to be doing a team event here.
Yeah.
Reinhardt, Logan's will be doing a team event just with all of our partners around there.
So what's that going to entail here at Flying Heart? What are y'all doing here?
But we had to sit down and talk about it. So we haven't talked about it yet. So, but usually we'll have like the guys like places like they will have the guys like be waiters, or they'll get behind the bar and be a bartenders and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've done that before. Celebrity bartending. Yeah. Well, we did the celebrity bartending at that one place. Remember?
That was cool. It was packed too.
All right. So did you say that because I said the staff get free pizza? Is that why you said that? Is that?
Actually, no. But
okay.
But now I think that you pointed that out. They will put that together.
Yeah, but I think Terry would appreciate some free labor. He'll make pizzas for labor. It's a done deal.
Yeah. Could be potentially.
Yeah, we
did poker nights at one bar too.
Yeah, we did poker night. We had poker at a restaurant. We had poker night. We had charity poker where we did poker and went to a certain charity and stuff like that. We had charity poker night at a restaurant.
I'm a big poker player, so
we might have to do that here. So we might have to play some poker here. Or you guys want to play some spades? We'll get him on some spades. They get us on some spades. You get beat up,
man. We're gonna have them folks mad at us.
Hey, but you remember the poker night tough? They ready to run tough out of town. We had a coach, and I don't know. He was a great guy, wonderful guy. He played for the New York Giants. He had CTE,
real bad CTE.
So he had to wear like a bracelet. And when his bracelet started turning red, he was starting to have like an episode. Well, we had this charity poker night, and he just started going all in every hand, and they were ready to run him out. These people were mad.
Well, man, tell me, or rather tell the fans, dude. I mean, what to expect for week 1? You have any messages for the fan base?
Yeah, get ready for a really high-scoring game. Week 1 it's probably gonna be like.
Don't make don't put me under that. You're making predictions that I got to keep up with.
It's gonna be a high-scoring game. It should be like our Billings. It should be like we were in Montana.
No, we're gonna score enough points to win. That's what I'm gonna say. We're gonna score enough points. If it's 7 points or 15 or 21, that's what we're gonna score to win.
And that's humble Russ.
See,
he know the game is gonna be humble. He knows what's on paper. That's humble Russ.
There's out at the coach's show Russ, and then there's locker room Russ.
See, a lot of people know I used to play Jimmy played for him. We're business partners. I played for him probably longer than anybody else has played for him.
Yeah.
I probably got my ass chewed by him more than anybody at this table. Now people think we're brothers because behind doors we'll get people scream fighting. If people hear that, they were actually gonna go to blows.
Yeah.
An hour later, we're just laughing and kicking back like nothing happened. But
remember Rayshawn Jefferson?
Where he is?
I don't know, but you remember him?
Yeah.
Remember we committed 2 personal fouls back to back? That man, he's like 6'7". I grabbed him by his helmet, jerked him down to eye level, and went off on him about that.
There's a different coach. Like I said, this guy used to carry a wooden clipboard around, and he'd break them. Every game, he'd break a clipboard.
Yeah.
So one game, we got him a metal clipboard. He was like slamming it. At the end of the game, he throws it. He's like, I don't want to ever see a metal clipboard in front of my face again.
But we won, huh?
Yeah, we did. No matter what, we'd win, lose. We didn't lose very much. I think I played for him for 5 years. I lost 3 games in 5 years playing for him. And this guy, no matter what, we'd win, and he'd break the clipboard.
Yeah, let him break his clipboard. If you won that many games, just let him keep breaking clipboard.
It was always dumb. It was dumb mistakes. Like I had a guy one time that our tight end was open over the middle. It was outdoor. Our tight end, all he was doing was just running a little dig. And he was open every single play. And I told the guys like, hey, we had a young quarterback. I said, hey, don't look anywhere else, but look at TJ, our tight end. That's all. They're not covering him. The linebacker's belling, and he's just sitting down about 12 yards. Just hit him. We're going to march straight down the field.
Trying to get that deep pass.
And when he was listening, man, we were hitting our tight end every play. 10, 15, 20 yards a play. Then his brother was a receiver, so he was trying to get his brother a touchdown. So then he started trying to throw deep. He got intercepted. So that's the kind of stuff that makes me break my clipboard.
Hey, I gotta say, I have never made him break his clipboard. That's all I gotta say.
It's usually a quarterback or a running back or receiver that does.
It's all those it's the showboats, like the DBs, always the pretty boys.
I don't think I've got mad at defense back. Remember Tim? Remember that game in Wichita with Tim?
You didn't get mad at who?
At Tim. At the defense? Oh, well, there was one game I did.
Shout out to my young boy Jaden in Texas.
Yeah, I did get pretty mad at him.
I told that boy, go home.
Well, Tim Keith, dude's a speedster, man. I hope he comes plays for us this year. But he was an outdoor guy, so he didn't understand the wall. And the defensive back was eating his lunch, man, just using that wall to tear him to pieces. And I finally, I'm like, Tim, quit letting him get you against the wall. I can't help it, coach. You can't. I said, yeah, you can. I said, you got to get to the outside and put him on that wall. Run him into that wall. All you got to do is just crowd him down the field until he hits that wall. And then you're like, coach, that ain't going to work. I've been playing football. I said, I don't care how long you've been playing football. Just next play, just do it. Just shut up and do what I say. And he did. He got that defensive back, turned around, got him into the wall. He tripped over the pad, and scored a touchdown. Dude was wide open because he used that wall against the defender. And once he learned that, then Tim was a real good receiver. But he was hard-headed until that point. Like, he was just letting that defense back just eat his lunch into the wall. Coach, I can't get down the field. I can't run my route. He's getting me in the wall. Don't let him. Why is he getting you? Because he's getting inside you, man.
I told you, father figure. You know how we be having them walls built up? His ass be breaking it down. I ain't gonna cap.
And he be breaking the clipboard.
That too.
I have broke a clipboard. That's because I don't have a clipboard. It's a little laminated card, so they don't break. I just give them to the fans when they make it.
There we go. Well, man, address the fans, man. I'll let the coaches kind of address the fans. Let everybody,
I mean, I want to tell all the fans and everyone that's bought season tickets, all our partners. Right now, we appreciate you guys 100%. We couldn't even be to this point today without everybody, including Flying Heart. I mean, having us here and enjoying the pizza and just being able to sit down with some of the players and other coaches and you guys and our mascot getting to walk around and everything. I mean, that's a great thing for us here. We look forward to seeing that house packed because we're going to bring home some W's, and they might not always be pretty. There might be some ugly games where we win 7-6 or whatever, but I can guarantee that myself and the rest of the coaching staff and the players, there won't be nothing left. There won't be nothing left when we walk off that field.
There you have it.